Hello and welcome. I'm Peggy and I welcome you to our kitchen, a special show with good recipes that are easy, they're common sense kind of things we can do, they're not expensive, and it's something you need in your little kitchen folder. So we have somebody here special. Rhonda Matthews is here. Now, she has a very important title. She is Regional Food Safety and Nutrition Expert. That's important.
You got it.
You look important with all that. We're glad to see you.
Thank you very much. It's always
We
a
always
pleasure.
have a good time.
Absolutely.
And these are lovely, tasty meals for the family.
Absolutely. And today we're going to focus in on Italian on a budget. These recipes that we'll do today are good for all year long. We're going to make use of canned tomatoes. You could easily do this with fresh tomatoes while they're coming in from the garden. We'll use zucchini. Our local gardens are just now finishing up with their zucchini. I swear, I think this thing will produce forever. So we've got some zucchini that we'll use, and we'll use some chicken. And it's one of those meals that you get to the table fast, and it's always good tasting, and they're very flexible. You can adjust these recipes to the taste of your family. A little more, a little less seasoning, depending on what your guys like at home. So
that sounds good to
it
me.
is good. So let's go ahead and get cooking. We're going to start out, our base entree today is going to be a chicken parmesan, and it's a very quick, straightforward recipe, very easy to get to the table. We're going to start out making the sauce to that and let it takes longer to cook than any of our other items. So we're going to start with it. We're simply going to start with one of the larger cans of tomatoes, and we're going to...
That's a big can.
It is. It's the big can. And if you happen to have some of the sauce left over, this is good for lots of different types of dishes. So hang on to it. Freeze it, pull it out later on, and make use of it. So we're just going to take a few seconds and puree this down. Leave just a couple of chunks in there. That's the way my family likes it, so that it's not just red liquid. It's got a little bit of texture to it. So we're ready here. Our pot on our stove is preheated. If you'll just hang on to that, you can hear it jumping and talking. There we go, and that's fine.
It's waiting for you.
I know it. So I'm going to hand you that and ask if you will stir that.
Ooh, boy, is that hot.
We're going to go ahead and get our seasonings in there. So we're going to use the basic Italian flavors. We're going to do garlic and
this, the thing about you can use a lot or a little bit, depending upon what you like.
Absolutely. And we're going to do a little bit of basil. Approximately a teaspoon of each of these will do about the flavor that you're looking for. And the last thing we'll add in is just a pinch of salt. Now, I know that there's plenty of folks out there that want to steer away from the salt.
You're looking at one.
Yeah, so salt is totally optional. These herbs and that garlic, and even if you want to do a little onion, really put a power punch on the flavor. So if you want to omit that salt, you'll still be in good shape.
Just, use a little bit.
Absolutely. So we're going to get that well incorporated. It's the basic Italian flavors, just a very basic tomato sauce. And we'll let that simmer, bubble away while we continue on preparing our other recipes. Now, if you see it talking to us a little bit, I'd go ahead and stir it as we continue on with our next one. A lot of times when you do chicken parmesan, you see noodles or pasta of some type. Today, we're going to do kind of a spin on that. We're going to use zucchini, and we're going to shave it into ribbons. Now, for a while, you saw lots of spiralizers and all kinds of gadgets out there that would turn these summer squash and zucchini, actually any root vegetable, into this beautiful spiral. Kids like that. They like those unusual shapes and looks to their food, and so it's a little bit easier if you've got a picky eater at the table to get that vegetable into them if you just slice it differently.
Add a little adventure to it.
Yeah. So, but as I was driving up to visit with you today, my spiralizer, the noodle maker, so to speak, for the zucchini happened to be in an office that was about 35 miles away from where I was.
Oh my.
So we're going to do the other thing that is very common. You simply do ribbons, which is, and you take your peeler and get you as many as you feel like you need.
Yeah, a little
we're going to
olive
move
oil in
over
there.
to our pan, a couple of tablespoons of olive oil, and in we go. All right, I'm going to hand you the tongs. There we go. And we will give these a nice stir. You're not looking to cook these into submission. You still want a little bit of bite to them, and that's what we're going for. It does not take long. This is fantastically quick. You can do this not only with zucchini, but also with summer squash. You can do it with winter squash. There's potatoes, and
So
sweet
it's a
potatoes.
versatile kind
Beautiful.
of recipe.
Absolutely. But right now, everybody's trying to use up the last of those summer vegetables, and zucchini is one that often hangs around. So we're going to use this one up. And even if you're buying it, if you don't have the garden in the backyard, even if you're buying them from the grocery store, these are always a good bargain. And if you're like me, good bargain and good nutrition, when that goes hand in hand, you're...
That's even better.
Absolutely. So good nutrition and not too hard on the pocketbook either. So we're going to get our ribbons of zucchini into the pan. And we're only on about medium heat here. As a matter of fact, our tomato sauce, we're going to bump up just a little.
She's giving me a big job here. Two things to watch at one
Double
time.
duty, I know.
And I'm trying to talk to you.
Yeah. So we're going to we're going to go ahead and add just a little bit of seasoning to our zucchini ribbons, our pasta, so to speak. All right, and so let's give it.
This is all of this you're going to use.
For right now, I think,
right.
yeah, just so that we can show what we're looking for in terms of a finished product. Tad of salt, again, optional. So if you're on that low sodium diet, leave that out. We'll give it just a little sprinkle of pepper. It is quite amazing how good just a dab of salt
These are
and a
things
little
that just
olive oil.
everyday things you already have.
You're exactly
in your
right.
kitchen.
It is really amazing what a good flavor you can really get from just a sprinkle of salt and a little olive oil. So we're going to let that do its thing. This is really only going to take us a couple more minutes and it'll be ready, and we'll let our tomato sauce continue to simmer. While the tomato sauce is doing its thing, our last ingredient right before we finish with it is a little secret to get a good texture on that sauce is to sprinkle in some Parmesan cheese and let it melt, just incorporate it right into the sauce. It thickens it up, gives it a little bit heartier body, and you get a little bit more flavor as well. This is very close right here to what we're looking for.
Yeah, because look, this is
That's right.
cooked very quickly.
Absolutely. So what we're going to do, I'm going to reach over you if that's all right, and we're simply going to plate this right in the middle. Gosh, that's going to look
so
good.
pretty and colorful.
It is. Very nice.
You want this turned off now?
We're going to actually
you're gonna
cook something
cook
else
more?
right
Oh.
there. Yeah. So we're
right.
going to bring a pan right back and put right here. We have our noodles on our plate. We'll hold it right there. We're going to do our chicken next. Again, very straightforward, basic Italian flavors here. So we're going to, I'm going to turn around and grab our chicken. There we go. We're going to start out with just a dab of olive oil in the bottom. A couple of tablespoons is what we're looking for. We're going to add in our chicken. This is going to come up to temperature very quickly. Boneless, skinless, and the trick to getting this to the table quickly is thin. So even if you buy, absolutely, you can pound it, or if you have boneless, skinless, and it's a whole breast, you can cut layers and just make 2 out of 1. That's a little trick for getting the look you want on the plate, but saving in the pocketbook. So we're going to give the basic flavorings here, and I can see our heat is starting to kick up, which is what we're wanting. Just a dab of salt right there. Okay. Let's give it a little sprinkle of pepper. There he comes. I see him.
So this would be a quick, easy kind of
Weeknight,
meal.
absolutely.
If
Just
you
quick
want
to
this
the
still,
table.
this is really
Yeah.
bubbling up. You still want it
Let
on
him
there?
go. Yeah, he'll be
All
fine.
right.
Dab of basil, those traditional Italian flavors that we're looking for. And this time we're going to give it just a little bit of onion powder, not onion salt. Now you're welcome to use onion salt if that's what you want at the house, but you get all the flavor and none of the salt with the powder. So we're just going to give it a little sprinkle. There we go. And we're going to give these just a few minutes on each side, and we're going to let them go until they're golden brown. And so you can see they cook quickly.
Oh, yeah.
And we will let these bubble away. And
So this is an easy meal that isn't terribly expensive.
Absolutely.
And yet it looks quite glamorous when you get it all
it
on
does.
the
It's
plate.
company worthy.
So your sauce is ready.
That's right.
Okay.
And we're going to finish off with our chicken cutlets here.
Okay, well, I'll tell you what. While this is cooking, let's go to a quick break.
Sure.
And come back. But let me give
I'll
you
take that.
If you're interested in this, they're free, thanks to Rhonda Matthews and Clemson University. And there's tasty meals for the family. And there's 3 or 4 recipes in here. And if you could send us a self-addressed stamped envelope, that helps us a lot. To the Peggy Denny Show, Post Office Box 1616, Greenville, South Carolina, 29602. And the recipe number is 906. And we'll have it on its way to you. And these are wonderful recipes that you can just throw together almost any time.
Good
Yeah,
flavor,
okay, we'll
good
be
nutrition.
right back.